Well, hello, hello, hello. If you've ever wondered why anyone would subject themselves to cold water intentionally, then you're going to want to listen to this show today. Hi, I'm Jane Hogan, the wellness engineer, and this show is Wellness by Design, and it's all about helping people create a life of wellness intentionally by giving their body what their body needs. So it's living by design as opposed to by default. And I'm all about helping people heal and reduce pain and inflammation naturally. So I'm talking today about cold therapy. So if you have been following me on Instagram or Facebook the last few days, you may have noticed that I've been doing a cold plunge in the Humber River just down the road from where I live here in Newfoundland the last 3 mornings. Now, this is something I've done before on New Year's Day. We have this New Year's Day polar dip in my community. So I have done this, plunging myself into cold water in the winter before. And I'm not really sure why I'm doing it now. My daughter and her partner and friends did this 4 days ago, and then the next day, my daughter's partner Adam said, "Well, I'm going to do it again today." And I thought, "Well, I'm going to do it too." And then I decided I was going to make it a 5-day thing. So here we are on day 3 today. So cold therapy, what's it all about? What's it all about? I remember years and years ago when I was on one of my engineering work terms in Europe. This was in The Hague in the Netherlands, actually. The swimming pool where I worked out at, they had this plunge pool of cold water. It was probably about, I'd say about 4 feet in diameter. And you just kind of got in and would go up to your neck in cold water, and then you'd get in the sauna. And I used to like doing that. It felt kind of weirdly invigorating. And so it's something, I've done this before. I know that it's popular in other countries, in Japan and other places like that. In Canada, I don't know. Is it popular here? Maybe because our winters are already cold, people don't do it. I don't know. But it is kind of a thing. And it's actually, as I've been finding out, a really good health benefit as well. So first of all, what is it all about? What is cold therapy? It can mean plunging into cold water like I've been doing. It can mean sitting in an ice bath, which is another therapeutic kind of thing. It can mean just simply turning your shower to cold. It can mean putting your face in cold water. And there's other places, there's facilities called it's called cryotherapy, where you go into this chamber. Basically, you might go in up to your neck, or you might even have your head in there, and it's at like really cold temperatures. I'm just reading here, what was it, minus 110 degrees Celsius, like super cold, right? You only go in for a few minutes. And actually, I went to the biohacking conference in Los Angeles in 2019, and they had a chamber there, like where they have all the biohacking tools, and you could actually go stand in there for a short period. So anyway, it is a thing, and there's health benefits. So you may have even heard of Wim Hof. Have you heard of Wim Hof? He's known as the Iceman, and he does all of these this cold therapy, to successfully treat people with autoimmune disorders, MS, asthma, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, which is what I've got. I guess it's probably somewhat in remission. But anyway, or you may have seen the show Goop, with Gwyneth Paltrow. She had Wim Hof on, and some people from her staff did this whole thing. They went to Lake Tahoe in the winter, got in the cold water, and stood around outside afterwards. So really is a thing. So let me tell you about some of the benefits. I got them written down because I don't want to forget any. So here we go. Number 1 benefit, boost the immune system. Okay, isn't that wild? So when you do this cold water, it's like you're shocking your system. So we have this drastic change in temperature, and it stimulates the immune system to release release the inflammatory or do the inflammatory response because it's responding to this shock. And it actually has been used for treatment for autoimmune conditions, as I mentioned, and it's scientifically studied as well. You can go research it and you can see that it has helped. I was reading a study specifically about rheumatoid arthritis, where it said it definitely helped reduce pain for people, especially in the beginning. It didn't seem to kind of reduce the pain anymore if it went on for long periods of time, but right in the beginning, it would reduce pain. And then generally lower pain and inflammation. So here's another benefit: lowers pain and inflammation. So what happens when we get this cold is our body reduces endorphins. Endorphins are the body's natural painkillers. And when that happens, we will have obviously a reduce in pain. It stimulates the parasympathetic system as well. So our nervous system can be in parasympathetic or sympathetic, or which is the sympathetic is the stress response. But actually, this cold water switches us to parasympathetic, which is the rest and digest response. And the cold water can also trigger the release of dopamine and serotonin, which also reduce pain. So if you've got some pain and inflammation, you might want to give it a try. Next, hormone upgrade. Woohoo! So, when your hormones are working well, you feel better, you've got more libido, you've got fewer hot flashes if you're a woman around my age. You're going to feel a whole lot better when your hormones are operating well. So studies have shown that there's increased production of testosterone in men and estrogen in women. So why not? That's another good one. All right. Benefit number 4, improved circulation. So obviously there's a little shock to our circulatory system when we plunge into cold water or we have an ice bath or do any of those cold therapies. So what happens is the circulatory system kind of has a little bit of a shock. Our bodies want to drive all of the blood to our organs, like our vital core. So the heart starts working harder, and it stimulates blood flow. So improved circulation, improved heart function, and then also improved skin. So again, when we plunge into cold water, our body reacts by sending that blood to our vital organs again. So it's kind of pulling it away from our skin. And our whole circulation system then gets flushed, which is good for our skin. So you're going to have better looking skin if you do this. Of course, all of these are not just from one exposure. It's, repeated long term. Another benefit is relieving muscle soreness. So if you got sore muscles, and this is done with athletes, professional athletes do this all the time. They get in an ice bath if they've had a hard workout or sore muscles, and just right away it works by reducing swelling, numbing nerve endings, and just relieving that soreness. And also it helps with relieving soreness that you may get after. You know how you do something, you do an exercise and your muscles are sore like a couple of days later. This can help prevent that as well. Can help with weight loss. Right. So what happens is when you regularly do this cold water plunging, your metabolism increases. And when your metabolism increases, actually it increases by, studies show, 16% over a long term. So when your metabolism has increased, of course, it's going to help with weight loss. Nice to see some people here on live. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Let's see. Next benefit. I'm not sure what I'm up to. I didn't number these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8 on my list is more energy. More energy. So again, scientific studies show that this exposure to cold actually makes them, it stimulates a process in our mitochondria. I'll talk about them in a second. So it's mitochondria biogenesis. So in other words, it makes makes the production of more mitochondria. Now, the mitochondria are our energy producers. They're in every single cell in our body. Sometimes there's thousands of them in some of our cells. And because they produce energy within the cell, they produce energy for the organism, which is us. So when we upgrade our mitochondria, we get more of them, we're going to have more energy. So this actually increases energy. Isn't that amazing? And then the last one, number 9, is improve sense of well-being. So again, studies have been done on this and found that if it's used on a regular basis, the cold water produces more of those mood enhancing neurotransmitters. And when this happens, of course, people start to feel better sense of well-being overall. And so pretty amazing, hey? So what do you think? You gonna try it? I gotta say it's been pretty cold, and then when there's ice on the water, when you're going in, it feels a little like, ooh. But the other thing is you're sort of being in control, right? We go through our lives not ever getting uncomfortable. And of course, our ego doesn't want us to be uncomfortable. Our ego wants us to be comfortable. So it's kind of, I see it as a way of also being in charge. Okay, ego, you're saying you don't want to be cold. I'm telling you differently. I'm doing this because I know that for my body, for my health and well-being, there's going to be benefits. So you're just going to have to put up with being uncomfortable for a little bit while we do this. Okay, so who shouldn't do this? I think of people that are in extremely stressed state, and perhaps if you got a weak heart, and I don't know about pregnant women, but I would say if you have any concerns at all, then you should probably talk to your doctor before doing this first. And I'm not a doctor. I'm just a health coach, and I am doing experiments on myself all the time to see what works for me. And I've got to say, I am finding this invigorating. It does feel like it's boosting my energy, and it's only been 3 days. And anyway, gonna go for 5, and I may even go for longer. I don't know. Although tomorrow it's calling for high winds and snow. Anyway, if you don't want to go getting in cold water like I've been doing, you can do what I've done, I think, for about the past 2 years. When I'm in the shower, I turn the shower, after I've gotten all nice and warm, I turn the shower to cold just for the last little bit. So I started off by turning it to cold for just like 15 seconds. And, counting, don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Oh, okay. I'll get to Maureen's question in a second. Now is a great question, Maureen. So yeah, I just started with 15 seconds and I started building up. Now in the summertime, I was going to like 60 seconds, no problem. I do find now in the winter, of course, the cold water is a lot colder than it used to be, than it is in the summer. So I'm like 30 seconds is kind of a lot. But again, I just need to kind of get past my ego. Now, Maureen Bradley asked a great question. And actually, Maureen, I'm just going to put it on the screen so everyone can see it. Did you mention how long you need to be in cold water for the benefits? Well, what I have read is that even 30 to 90 seconds can have huge benefits. So it doesn't have to be super long, 30 to 90 seconds. So if you want to give it a try, start with your shower and start with 15 seconds and just see if you can increase it a little bit more every day. And I found instead of standing there and going, I go, okay, I am peaceful and calm. This feels good. Like I just give myself some of that self-talk to help me get through it. Oh, there we go. Maureen says that's doable. Thanks for that great question, Maureen. Really great to hear that, and to hear that you're going to give it a try. I'd love to hear if you try it and what you think of it. Yeah, so Lots of great reasons. I gave you 9 great reasons to try it. Okay, have a lovely day. And I'm going to be writing a blog on this, so tune in. I'll be sharing it on my Jane Hogan Health Facebook page here and on my Instagram. So keep an eye out. And if you want to look at any of the videos, go back and check them out. Yesterday we didn't get a video because my videographer, my husband, he got a whole lot of video of sky and trees. So basically he was turning it off when he thought he was turning it on. So that was quite interesting, but there's a couple of pictures there. Okay, have a great day. Consider getting yourself a little bit cold and see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.